back to sweaty videos. Hi, my name is Margaret and welcome to my artsy corner of the internet. I recently reacted to BLACKPINK's new Pink Venom dance practice video. Yes, I don't know what I was saying. Okay, words are hard. So I recently reacted to the BLACKPINK Pink Venom dance practice video, but now they performed this at the VMAs. Now, do I know what the VMAs are? Video Music Awards. Maybe? We're gonna go with that. But I thought it'd be fun to go and watch the same dance, but how it changes from like in the practice video to in the real stage. So we're gonna do that today. Ooh, I like the cloud. Is this like CGI for the video, or is this like, are there actual fangs in the arena? This, I can't tell what's real and what's fake, and I don't like that. I could also just be dumb. Well, there's a couple things that kind of differentiate this from the practice video. BLACKPINK is obviously like the main focus here, right? They are the band, but there's so much space on stage and they really are only 4 people. And like, it doesn't matter how famous or how talented you are, you take up about the same amount of square footage as like everybody else on the planet. You know, and sometimes we talk about how people have like a big presence and like one person can fill up a whole arena, but like one person cannot fill up a whole arena. You know, like even like the biggest stars have backup dancers and lights and smoke. I love a good fog machine to help like enhance it, especially with a dance that I talked about in the practice video. It is very focused on kind of like these upper body kind of gestures. So I think it's interesting how they're taking the choreography to the dance and how they're keeping it the same but expanding it so that it can energetically take up an entire like arena performance, but also not change. So I think for one, I'm noticing the backup dancers already a lot more than I did when, you know, because the dance practice video is in like a smaller room and you know, it's a camera and they kind of know that they're performing for the camera in that because it's a video. Where this, they know that yes, there are videos for the VMAs, but also there's a crowd and there's more like space that they have to like set those atoms abuzz than there is in a smaller studio. So for one, I'm noticing the backup dancers a lot more, and I think that their spatial changes and their movement on the stage, while it is still highlighting the main group members, it is also helping to create like that buzz around them that makes the whole performance feel more energetic, even if they're not like, you know, like the 4 members aren't like running around the stage and just like blah, but it gives that same like energetic feeling even if they're just doing like something simple. I'm just gonna keep on talking. Another thing that I noticed right off the back is the amount of space that they're giving the gestures, because sometimes when we're performing just on like TikTok or just in like a little vertical phone camera, or even honestly, like I watch all of these through the lens of the computer, you guys are watching me through the lens of like these just like standard rectangle that we consume all of our media from, which is kind of funny. Did you ever think about that? Like why, like we consume all of our media in boxes like this or like this. Like we never watch videos that are circles. Like why is that? Anyway, random thoughts with me. Ding. If you're performing for a camera, you have to fill up this like little rectangle, right? That's a very different skill than being in an arena and having to fill the whole space with the same energy that you feel on a camera. So it's an interesting beast, and very different skill set. I started filming myself recently for like reels and like trying to get a job. It's such a different skill. I'm like, I think I look better dancing in person because I can kind of generate some of that energy that is like, I can just like throw my energetic electrons at you in person. But when it's over a camera, I'm like, oh, I don't know how to throw metaphorical electrons through the screen. Meanwhile, talking, I feel like you get used to talking when you film YouTube videos, but I'm like, I don't know if I could like recreate this with like people in the room. So it's a very different kind of energy. Anyway, we're already ranting, but you can kind of notice when they're doing these smaller gestures and like hand things that would look very cool on a smaller screen, they are allowing there to be more negative space encompassing like their arm. Like I want like an actual move that they do. Okay, they do that out of me. Instead of going here, because like this might look really cool when you're like, I can do this real close to the camera, I can get all up in your guys' business and tell you you're not getting any money out of me, okay? I don't have any money to give you, but if I did, I wouldn't give you any. But when you're on stage, they all flick it a little bit bigger and they hold this a little bit wider. And then that way, instead of this getting lost to the person out in the balcony, they can do this, and that's going to be more legible and kind of expand the energetic field, man. I like the whole light show that's going on. I also think it's interesting because in the dance practice video, the emphasis is on the dance. Like, we're talking about the dance, and they're focusing on the dance because they know what they are creating is a dance practice video. So it's kind of like understanding like the customer and the product. Like if the product is, hey, this is a dance video, people are clicking on the video for dance. If you're going to the VMAs, it's more about, I don't know, video and music, but people aren't necessarily going to be like hyper analyzing the dance, unless if you're me, because then you're always hyper analyzing dance. But they're going to be a little bit more interested in the overall like feeling, atmosphere, performance. And so even in the main little dance break section, they weren't jumping as much. And if you look at like the dance video, I really like that part. Can you tell? When they do those like little jumps, you can tell in the dance practice video that they're going like, I don't want to say it's more full out, but they have more emphasis on the actual dance moves. And so they're jumping like a little bit higher, a little bit more exaggerated in their movements. And now here, when they're actually actually singing, and there's all of this light show happening, and there's fog, and they have really fun costumes on, there's a lot more there to, you kind of have to focus on the costume and focus on the singing and focus on the fans and focus on the performance. And so with all of those things in mind, they're like, okay, well, we don't have to jump as high for the little jumps in the middle because I'm singing right now. So I guess in the dance practice video, it's like dance and then singing, because they weren't singing, I think they were just lip syncing. But now they're performing, and so it's like we kind of have to equal out. Like, we only have this much to give. So you can do all singing, no dancing. You can do all dancing, no singing, or you can kind of find that equilibrium where we kind of have to say, okay, well, for this part of the song, I'm actually singing, so we're not going to be doing much dancing, and kind of playing around with where the attention goes in the performance. I would be one of their backup dancers so fast. This looks like so much fun. I'm probably too tall though. One of the things, was that just Jenny in the middle? One of the things that I think is really fun about live performances is that their focus in their heads also changed. She did something where she kind of like looked over to the side and you could tell that she was like looking at the audience. And there's like little moments like that I just think are so magical in live theater and performance, live concert, live dance, live theater, whatever we want to call it, where it's like she might have never chosen to do like a head incline this way or like swivel her head or something if there hadn't been people in the audience for her to actually look at. And yeah, I love theater for that reason, is that it unlocks choices, because every time we dance we make choices, and sometimes you don't even know that you can make that choice until like you're just grooving and somebody opens up the door and you're like, and then you're like, wait, that was kind of cool, maybe I'll keep that head in there next time I'm grooving. And I think also as like an audience member or somebody watching it, you see those moments and you're like, that just feels so like real and genuine, and it's easier to connect with that. And I think there's a really nice balance between like having these really genuine decisions and moments in with like very performative things where you can look at them and be like, they're so good at dancing, they're so good at singing, but also you're a real human being. Like being in awe, but also relating. And I think that's like the sweet spot of dance and art. I love dance. Yes, lighting change. I love that part, and I know I talked about it, but it looks so good on stage too, how they're all like in like this diagonal and then all of their arms just come out. I've been trying to figure out why I like that so much, and I don't know. It looks like a tree, and I think the way that like you can look at a tree and it's so beautiful because it's like it's one trunk and then all of a sudden it just starts branching out into so many little things. Branches, they're called branches. It's like a singularity becoming a multitude. I think in the same way, it's like it's very clearly like a V of 10 people, but then all of a sudden all 10 people have 2 arms and 10 fingers, and then all of a sudden you're like, what is that? 10 people, 20 arms, 200 fingers? And it's like you get to see all 200 of those fingers just kind of branch out. This is kind of random. This is a little farther back. I really like how in this little part right here, I'm gonna play it after I talk about it. This is the arm. And then the backup dancers are doing that same motion, but like with their little booty. And I think that's also a really nice moment of, this is the same movement pretty much exactly, but one person's doing it with an arm and one person's doing it with a butt. And it's like, it just makes it look so cohesive. It's a really nice moment right here. I love how the backup dancers are literally going. It looks really cool, but it's just one of those moves that, you know, the backup dancer's like, I feel so dumb right now, but it looks so cool, so they're like, I can't say anything. I love watching backup dancers like individually, because sometimes they just do the funniest things, and it looks great when there's like 10 of them all in a row being like, but then if you just single like one of them out, it looks a little silly. I think here also those formation changes are really nice to kind of take up the whole energy of the whole theater arena. I did not realize that they were in heels. Whew. Okay, so take like my impressed level and like jump it up a little bit. I hope that this was kind of interesting, comparing like practice to performance. If you haven't seen me reacting to their practice video, what are you doing? I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. It's really helpful for the channel and for me. Comment down below. I love to talk with you guys. And yeah, I hope to see you guys again very soon. And bye.